was supposed to be a Jap. You know, Jewish American princess. My mom was a Jap, my sisters are Japs. And my last summer in the States, I even had a Jappy boyfriend, Mark Rothman. I called him Mark's Summer Fling Rothman. He was hot, and he knew it, with a 70s John Travolta hairdo. But I gave all that up, and as usual, I broke the mold. I made Aliyah. That was 25 years ago. But I still remember the day before I moved to Israel when I gave away all of my Jappy stuff. I gave my mom my Jappy jewelry. I gave my sisters my Jappy clothes, my Jappy shoes, and my Jappy makeup. And I went to say goodbye to my Jappy boyfriend. That night, I gave Mark Summer Fling Rothman my best blow dryer. And she looked me in the eye and she said, "Don't you worry about your sisters. They are going to marry men who can buy them anything they desire. You are going to marry a pauper." How did she know that? Nana was right. I would never be a Jap. I was destined to be a Jip, Jewish-Israeli pauper. Mom, the kids don't really know a lot of English, but they know their magic words. And my mom said, "Okay, that's great." We were there for maybe 5 minutes, and my daughter stubbed her toe. And she said, "Shit, fuck, goddamn son of a bitch!" My mom said, "Are those the magic words you've been teaching your children?" I didn't have to teach my kids how to drive. They have driving school in Israel. Israelis teaching Israelis how to drive. That's like the blind leading the blind. Oh my God, I hope he's not blind. So I didn't teach my kids how to drive, but after they get their license, they need to have a chaperone. So I had to be my kid's chaperone. I don't get it. If the kid is going to get killed in a car accident, why would he take his mother with him? Mele his mother-in-law. But his mother? But I agreed to do this because I wanted to teach my kids driving manners. What I didn't tell you is that in addition to being a Jip and trying to do comedy, I'm a childbirth educator. Some of you have been in my courses, yeah. So remember that I taught you that when you're having contractions in the car, a really good way to deal with the contractions, you do this, okay? There's the passenger side door, you have one of those handles above the window. You know the handle? Yeah? You put one hand here, and you put another hand on the dashboard, and you breathe. It works really good for contractions. And 17 years later, when your kid is driving and you're his chaperone, it comes in really handy. I took them to the wall in Jerusalem. Now, when we were at the wall, my mom stood there for the longest time. She was like praying, I guess, you know, talking to this wall. And when she finished, she came to me and she said, "I've just had a revelation." Wow. My mom, a revelation at the wall? I said, "Wow, Mom, what?" And she said, "Living with your father, I have been talking to a wall for years." I never thought to write a note and shove it in. She said, I want to buy some of these Jerusalem stones and take them home and build a wall so that I can put notes in for your father. I said, Mom, you cannot buy Jerusalem stone and take it home. And she said, why not? They sold me mud in the Dead Sea. They sold me holy water in the Sea of Galilee. They sold me canned Jerusalem air, for God's sake. Why can't I take some of these stones home? So when you're trying to deal with my mom when she's being irrational, you have to think like she does. So I said, Mom, if you even try to take one of those Jerusalem stones home on the plane, you will have to pay for being overweight. Using the word pay and the word overweight in the same sentence convinced her. So I opened her a Facebook account instead. She can write on Dad's wall whenever she wants to. And it's free and always will be. I look really good here, don't I?